it's not an easy process, but if you are proactive and go ahead and do all the paperwork that you have to do, once you actually get to the aviation screening program, the testing is difficult, but it is there to see the way that you work. And I think that if you go into it with a great mindset and just try to do the best that you can, then that's going to help you out.
I wouldn't be upset if it was quite a lengthy process either. As long as you keep striving, you keep persisting and asking questions and ringing up TFR and asking about how your application is going, they're always there to support you and actually get you through.
When I joined 20 years ago, the process was a little bit different, but also quite difficult. There are lots of steps that you need to get through. But my advice is, if you're passionate about a career in defence and in aviation, be persistent and keep going, because that's one of the elements that we're looking for. As an advocate for the screening program, I get asked this question every day. My advice or my answer to that question is just apply and come and do the testing. You actually get 3 chances at the testing, and granted, it might be intimidating that after the first opportunity, if you aren't progressed, you have to wait a whole 12 months to come back. But when you come back when you come for that first test, you're either going to get progressed, but if you don't, we're going to actually give you some feedback and tell you what your weaknesses are, and give you some advice and some tools that you can use to actually go away and improve on those weaknesses, so that when you come back the second time, you might have a better chance. Before you come for the first time, it's really hard to gauge what you should concentrate on or what you should practice. So my advice is just apply and come down and do the testing. What we're looking at is a number of different psychometric domains. So what that means is, I guess the best way to explain it is that what we classically view when we think of someone who's a pilot would be someone who's pretty good at maths, someone who has pretty good hand-eye coordination and has maybe good spatial awareness, where they are in space versus other things. This is the classical stuff that we test for. However, when you come down to do this testing, which was developed through a number of years and a lot of data that was collected by the Royal Air Force, and to a certain extent the Canadian Air Force as well, there are actually other psychometric domains that we've found are really, really important. Some of those are, multitasking, is one. The way that your brain processes information, things like short-term memory. So there's a wide range of psychometric domains that we assess. As well as adding them all together, you need to have a certain total score. And so again, the advice is come down and do the testing. Come down and do it for the first time, and what we'll do is we'll show you all that information, show you where you already sit, and then you can make a determination on whether or not you can improve.
Definitely, for me, there's a lot of practical work. When I first got here, we had roughly 6 weeks of classroom-based lectures and activities where we learned basically how an aircraft operates and how to fly an aircraft. From there, we moved towards flying the simulator that Sir here talked about before, where we applied those skills that we learnt in the practical environment, but also in a safe environment at the same time. And from there, we actually moved to flying the real aircraft that's behind us right now, in the real environment. So definitely there's a lot of practical work involved, but there's still a lot of theory behind that as well.
One of my main ones definitely is just the friends that I've made throughout gap year, reserves, and now here. So throughout gap year, I now have friends that are all over the country, so I can go to any state and essentially have someone to stay with, which is awesome.
Convenient.
Yeah. I don't know of any other jobs that you can say give you that opportunity. So.
Even for the very short period of time that I've been in the Defence Force, I've had a lot of travel with the military. So I've been lucky enough to travel up to Malaysia, and I've been lucky enough to travel to almost every state in Australia as well while I've been here. So the travel benefits are really, really good.
In addition to the pay, being paid to train, I think a lot of what is often overlooked is actually the benefits that you get being in the Defence Force in the long term.
Yep.
In addition to the pay, you get rent assistance so that you can go and rent a nice place somewhere. You can opt to purchase a place, and Defence will actually, you're entitled to subsidies to help you pay off your loan. Free medical and dental and all those things. Even your family has access to a limited amount of subsidised medical as well. Now that I'm talking about family, there are all kinds of generous parental leave benefits for both females and males when they have children. The superannuation is very, very generous compared to other civilian jobs. I'm kind of just listing a few. There are all kinds of hidden benefits that you get from joining to Defence that you wouldn't get in other jobs.